Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. It's V, the Gorilla Economist, coming to you live, and just wrapped up some interviews with me and CJ. We just did it with London Paul over at the Gadfly. If you haven't gotten a chance, go check it out. Thegadfly.vhx.tv, thegadfly.vhx.tv, and you can go there and check it out for yourself. Great interview that we did. Folks, also check out our sponsors, mycbdedibles.com, mycbdedibles.com. Get your CBD fixed the only way you know how to get it done properly. And you know what? There's no other better way to do it, in my opinion. If you're not into vaping, if you're not into snorting or whatever else, nothing like taking a delicious, absolutely delectable brownie or a a truffle or something, and doing it that way. And guys, also check out Watch Us Trade. Watch Us Trade has been revamped. It's been powered by the Pulse Wave trading technology. Dex is at the helm. Oh my God, it has been absolutely fantastic. The results, the comments, people are just been absolutely elated. Stress-free trading, have a life, and trade, make money. Before you go out and get a second job working at Macy's, spraying perfumes on fragrances on passerbys, make sure you check out the Watchers Trade Room and join. Most people are paying for their entire month's worth of membership in a matter of hours. In a matter of hours, I kid you not. Escape the day-to-day of day trading and the minute-by-minute and the stress that it causes. Get into the Pulse Wave technologies. Dex's technology does all the heavy lifting. Get in. The gains have been stellar. The results, the reviews have been off the charts. I kid you not. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So glad. Anyway, with that being said, also, guys, check out RogueNews.com, and also follow us on Twitter at RealRogueNews, and please excuse the website as we are undergoing renovations over there, trying to keep things alive and refreshed. A lot of great changes that are coming along. We're going to be offering some new services. Some new services are right around the corner. And guys, if you haven't also gotten a chance to do this, you got to get this done. You got to get this done. Go to remaincom.net. The funding is in full effect. If you need some funding, whether I don't know what you need. Maybe you need to start a business. Maybe you need to use the money to invest in cryptos, or you want to start open up a brokerage account. Whatever the heck you want to do, you want to make money work for you. Check out remaincom.net. Check out their funding program. They specialize in getting you massive amounts of unsecured funding, folks. Unsecured funding. Just click that pre-qualification quote. You get started today. It's a free consultation. You can't, and also they have their asset protection. And of course, they have one-on-one with a great one. You want to book a call with me, talk about anything you want, go ahead. One-on-one with a great one. You can speak with me directly, and I'll give you the play-by-play, the lowdown of how it all goes down. So check that out. And with that being said, folks, where do we begin? Jussie Smollet, right? How does this idiot play into this whole thing? See, nobody knew who this irrelevant SOB is until, just about a few days ago. Until maybe about a couple of weeks ago when this whole entire thing went down. And then later it was revealed that Jussie Smollett made up the whole thing. He made up the entire thing. He hired a bunch of Nigerians. And folks, the memes, the commentary, the egg on the face of the far left, the egg on the face of the politicians, the Democrats that went out there virtue signaling their heads off, screaming about it. And as soon as Smollet was out there claiming this racial attack in the middle of Democrat haven, in the middle of Democrat infested Chicago, where it was like negative 20 degrees outside, he claimed that two white guys attacked and beat him up. They wore hats, the MAGA hats, and they said, "This is MAGA country." They used the N-word, and that's how the story went. And Smollet went around, playing the victim card, using his victimhood as currency. And victimhood is a powerful currency that the far left uses in order to further their gains and their means and their power. And so Smollet was on there. But one of the things that has been ignored, or not a lot of people have been talking about, is this. This guy claimed to be on the phone when the attack happened. He was talking to his producer. This guy, from the time that he was attacked to the time that he was making his rounds on the mainstream media, from 60 Minutes to CNN to MSLSD and all these other far leftist watering holes, so to speak, as he was going thither and yon, here and there, no one questioned what phone calls this guy was making, right? What phone calls? Folks, why is it that Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, the closet homo, Cory Booker, why is it that they were so quick to talk about the anti-lynching laws, to get that passed? They were so quick to trump this up as some sort of racial tension. Was this a political op? Was this a political op? And I think that as time goes on, I think that story, as the story of Jussie Smollet has fallen apart on its face, this guy's going to probably go to prison, and I hope he does. But I also hope that we get a little bit of a backstory. I also hope that his phone records get seized. Somehow, it gets leaked. Somehow. I mean, supposedly we have this amazing NSA machine that the good guys are supposedly in control of, according to certain sources. And this amazing machine is able to troll out all sorts of data, collect phone calls, the whole 9 yards. And this idiot of a kid who paid off 2 Nigerians, who some are calling Wakandans, to commit this attack, then on top of that, paid them. How did he pay them? He didn't pay them with cash, with a paper bag of cash. No. He wrote personal checks, folks. He wrote out personal checks to their names. That's how dumb this kid is. He's a moron. Okay? This kid's an idiot. He's a dummy. Clearly, there's an agenda here. There could be. There could be. Why are these political ardents so frothing in the mouth of Jussie Smollett? Why is the media frenzying about him? And that's the whole entire thing. Look, there are racial bias attacks, supposedly, that happen all the time. They get reported all the time. None of these supposed racial bias attacks have the type of clout and media attention that Jussie Smollett has. Now, don't tell me he's a star or celebrity. He's an unheard. He's a nobody. He's a no-name. Nobody knew who this guy was. So you have to ask yourself a question. Was this a political op? Was this a political op? And chances are, folks, if I was a betting man, this was a political, psychological operation. The reason for it, well, there could be a wide variety of reasons. Number one, to sow racial discord. Number two, to derail the president's agenda here in the United States. Number three, the continued fissure, to foment the continued fissure of political divide between right and left. I mean, the psychological brownie points that this whole entire Jussie Smollett thing does, okay, what it does, it really is massive pros versus cons. And there is a when you look at something, especially conspiracies and ideas and whatnot, you always have to look at que bono. Who profits from this? And we know that the establishment left profits greatly. What if this Smollett thing, I want you to think about this for a second. If the Smollett thing was a success, if it was successful in pulling off this stunt, okay, can you imagine what type of racial bigotry, bias laws and legislations will be passed, all in the name of eliminating hate? I mean, think about it, hate crimes, right? All crimes are hate motivated, folks. They're hate motivated. Okay, they hate. That's what all crime is. So, what these anti-bias crimes are, these legislations that they're doing, is about ratcheting up the control of rhetoric and thought. Okay, that is the biggest thing that they want to control, is the rhetoric, the narrative, and the thought. What are people saying? What is the ensuing thoughts that is forming the collective narrative? And what are they thinking? These are the biggest things that are concerned by those that are power hungry. And if the Smollet thing was a success, I guarantee you we would have seen a whole host of legislations ramrodded right through the House. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It would have been struck down at some level by the Senate and by the executive office as well. But if it was successful, it would be political suicide. You understand? It would be political suicide to strike it down. Can you imagine that? If Jussie Smollett's thing was somehow able to get by and it wasn't exposed for the hoax that it was, and they ramrodded hate legislation in Congress, any politician, any president that would stand against it would be committing political suicide. Because what they would do is they would take that anti-lynching law. What they would do is they would actually put in things against anti-immigration executive orders, rules, regulations, laws. They would do all sorts of things. They would have a wonderful pork belly sandwich wrapped up in that legislation. They probably call it the Jussie Smollett law, like Amber's law, but Jussie Smollett law. Can you imagine that, folks? This guy was connected. You've seen them in the Obama rallies. You've seen them with various powerful political people. You've seen them in the thick of things at the Women's March wearing a pussy hat because he's a pussy. This beta male, this beta male is definitely a pawn in a larger game. He's a no-name actor. A no-name actor. I don't buy it for 1 second that, he did this because he was complaining about his $1.1 million salary. He was doing this because he was afraid he was going to get written off of Empire, and that was not the truth. This no-name guy who came out of left field, literally left field, who's been taught victimhood his entire life, who grew up in a system, in a leftist culture that idealizes victimhood, that sees victimhood as currency, to be freely traded for privilege, for access. Victimhood equals access for these people. What do you mean, these people? I'm talking about far leftists, bro. That's what it means. This whole entire thing, folks, is a political op. There are way too many things that there's no reason why the media gave this idiot, no-name, nobody this much attention. Okay? There is no reason. You've had real racially motivated crimes. Remember the James Byrd thing where they were two guys, they dragged James Byrd, a black man, behind the pickup truck until his body literally fell apart to pieces. Do you remember that? And those guys were sentenced, I think, to death in Texas, I think it was. Those real crimes happened. This was a joke. This was a political operation. There's no doubt about it. And Kamala Harris and Cory Booker have a lot. They have their hands dirty, but even then, I suspect that they're middle-level managers. Even then. What is the greater game here? What is the greater game here? This is another failed op that blew up in the establishment face, amongst a whole litany of other ops that has blown up in the establishment's face. So that's my take. A lot of all this Jussie Smollett crap happening. I will be back definitely tomorrow. I will be doing RogueNews in the morning. Hopefully CJ will be with me. He's got a lot of things going on. Again, Pray for C's family. They've rough year. His father-in-law crossed into eternity. Very wonderful, beautiful man. A great family. Just a blessing. So keep his family in prayers. I ask that you guys email him. If you got Kuko's email, just email him and send him some love, some prayers, some support. It's, again, another tough time for him and his family. And he needs the Rogue. He needs the Rogue family. He needs the Rogue team, the entire Rogue nation, to help him through this time and to show him that love and that support. So I'm back tomorrow. We'll be getting into the geopolitical, geostrategic, geoeconomic, and I got some ideas to bounce off you guys. And guys, we need to start deep. We need to start the migration here. We need to start the migration. What's it going to take? What's it going to take? We're going to create some pretty cool stuff for you all to enjoy, and I look forward to that. With that being said, once again, check out our sponsors and follow us at Real Rogue News. This is V the Gorilla. Over and out.